Heidi ho neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome to an update video. I know that there aren't going to be a lot of people watching this, there very hardly ever are, but I do feel the need to explain myself about a couple of things, namely the state of our current LP EarthBound, ironic considering I'm wearing a Nest shirt right now, as well as my erratic upload schedule as of late. So let's just get down to brass tacks. EarthBound, first off and foremost. There's kind of a bit of a story behind this. So, as you may have seen on a past like live action face camera video sort of thing that Greg and I did, I would say about a month and a half ago, we basically decided that via die roll that once we were done with Resident Evil, we were going to start playing EarthBound. Great. So the following week, we went ahead and finished Resident Evil and then immediately went into EarthBound. And event number one that happened here was about an hour into our session, I realized that I didn't press record on the capture box. So we didn't have any game footage for like the first part of the game. We did decide to soldier on and just, record what we were doing up to that point, and then I would go back and restart the game and re-record the beginning of the game later. And then after that, there was a couple of weeks because I was just so far behind on everything. I wanted to just not record anything, just spend some time to like edit and put stuff up, which technically still didn't happen because I was basically just tired from coming home from work and not wanting to do anything. And there were a couple of weeks where I think there was one week where we couldn't get together at all. I don't really remember the past couple of Thursdays, but I do remember. Oh no, those two Thursdays we just didn't record, and we just played other things. Regardless, though, this past Thursday, we did finally get around to doing our second session of EarthBound. And it went off without a hitch, I should say hinge. Went off without a hitch, and on Saturday, I decided, I needed to re-record the beginning of EarthBound, so I did. So I could affix that to the beginning of the first session, I should say. And thing two, I'm just going to like edit everything en masse. I'm going to, still put up videos as regularly as possible, but just like record everything, or not record, edit everything as soon as possible, which is kind of hard. I mean, not really hard, but like very, very time consuming, especially when you consider that the Drunk Mega Man LP, which I am very far behind on. I haven't recorded that in probably a month. No, actually, one of the weeks we couldn't get together on Thursday, and we ended up getting together on Saturday, and that was session 4 of Drunk Mega Man because Greg is there. But anyway, it's very time consuming because most of those sessions are like 5 and 6 hours at a time, and because I want to try to get the parts through as regularly as possible at a good pace. That's why all of those videos have been like an hour and a half long. But I digress. So anyway, on Sunday, the editing continued, and I put up what that day's part for Mega Man was going to be, and I mean most of the day it was Easter, so I was at my parents' house, but the editing continued on from there, and I did briefly put up the first part of EarthBound, and then as I was in the editing zone, I, in a complete absent-minded gesture, accidentally deleted all of the game footage from session 2 of EarthBound. Now, I didn't even realize it until right after it was done, and I'm just like, oh, I done goofed. Because now this means that I would have to restart the game a third time, and Greg would have to be willing to redo an entire session's worth of progress, because that was everything between, like basically from the police stuff after Titanic Ant, all the way up through defeating Mondo Mole. And that's a lot of stuff. I was actually talking with Greg about it earlier today, Wednesday, and I was like, look, if you're willing to redo an entire session's worth of footage like that, because this is like 2.5 hours of time wasted. If you're willing to redo that, then I'll go ahead and restart the game and get us back up to that point. But if you don't want to, I totally understand. We can go ahead and play something else and just nix this. Greg told me it was ultimately up to me, but he was actually kind of interested in playing the game himself. So I basically decided to go ahead and we're going to just cancel EarthBound. So we may play it again sometime later on down the road, but there are a couple of other games that I did have in mind in this sort of contingency. So the couple of games that I want to do, then when we get back to RPGs, I kind of want to do one that I haven't actually beaten yet. But the game that we are going to be playing is this one right here. This is For the Frog, the Bell Tolls for the Game Boy. Or because I know that some people are very persnickety about with Japanese-only releases, basically saying the proper Japanese title, Kaeru no Tamani Kaniwanaru. That's what it is. I mentioned this briefly during the Link's Awakening LP. This is where the character Richard comes from. This is a game that, I'll explain it later during the LP, but a game that was made by the Link's Awakening devs before they made Link's Awakening, basically. I'll go into, I guess, a bit more detail at that time, but that's what we're going to be playing next. And then I have like another game, then another RPG, but that's where we are now. I am going to try to crack down on getting all this editing done, at the very least, because with EarthBound off the table right now, all I really have left are a crap ton of Mega Man videos. I'm going to try to, from here on out, upload on a schedule of Saturday through Wednesday. Sunday, or Thursday and Friday really aren't good to upload for me. Maybe Fridays. Later on Fridays. But Thursdays is just like a... I'll see what we can do. Because Thursday, it's usually, that's recording day with Greg, and I usually spend the whole day recording stuff and not editing. And then Fridays, I'm at my parents' house after work because I visit them every week for dinner. But, I'll see what I can do. I'm going to try to upload every day because there's time before Greg gets here on Thursdays, and I can get home at a decent time on Fridays. But that's pretty much what the minimum is probably going to try to be is Saturday through Wednesday. Getting as much stuff out as possible. I'm going to try to, again, edit Mega Man on Moss right now. I mean, I have another video that I'm going to be doing on this camera here in a moment, but I'm going to try to get as much editing done as I can on Sundays to make this work. Or maybe on Saturdays. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that's pretty much what I had to say. Yeah. Look forward to more Drunk Mega Man and For the Frog, the Bell Tolls. So until then, I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?